Hello there, I am Miss Arena and today we will talk with you about conditionals. So, our plan for today is to talk about conditionals, about its structure, use. We will also see some examples and then we will do a little practice. So, what is conditionals? We use conditionals to describe the result of something that might happen in the present or future or might have happened but didn't in the past. Conditional sentences in English consists of two parts: main clause or result clause, conditional clause or if clause. I would travel around the world if I won the lottery. When I wake up at 6 o'clock, I feel awful. The conjunction if can be replaced by the conjunction when. Attention! A comma is placed after independent clause or if clause. A comma is not placed after dependent clause or result clause. Let's look at the example. If I meet him, independent clause, I will tell him about our meeting, dependent clause. And you can't say, I'll tell him about our meeting if I meet him. Structure. Okay, zero conditional. With if we use present simple, if clause or condition. With main clause we use also present simple. And usage, real condition plus inevitable result. First conditional, with if clause we use present simple, with main clause we use will plus infinitive, and it is possible condition plus probable result. Second conditional, we use if with past simple, and main clause we use would plus infinitive. It's hypothetical condition or possible result. And third conditional, we use if plus past perfect, and in main clause we use would plus have plus past participle, and usage of it is expired past condition plus possible past result. Cases of using zero conditional: common known truth, scientific facts, rules or laws. If you mix red and yellow, you will get orange. To explain rules, laws or regulations. If we catch students cheating, we expel them. Now let's look at cases of using first conditional. About probable events in the future. If I study hard, I'll pass the exam well. And to warn the interlocutor about something. If you don't take notes, you'll forget everything. Now, cases of using second conditional. To express a dream, something desirable but impossible. If I were rich, I would travel around the world. With the help of a stable construction, if I were you, we can give advice to the interlocutor. In Russian, this phrase is translated in your place. If I were you, I wouldn't buy the latest iPhone. Now let's talk about cases of using third conditional. We use it to express regret for what happened, to say something to justify his or someone else's action. If I hadn't been so busy yesterday, I would have called you. Reproach an interlocutor or a third party of any situation in the past. If he had driven more carefully, he wouldn't have crashed that boy. Difference between zero conditionals and first conditionals. When you freeze water, it turns into ice. Fact. So it is thing that are always true, scientific facts or maybe general truth. If you finish work early, we'll go to cafe. It's real, so it means that condition or situation is likely or possible to happen. Now, difference between second and third conditionals. If you were busy, I would leave you alone. Unreal present. It describes situations that are unlikely or impossible to happen in the present. If my friend had come to see me, I would have been very glad. Unreal past describes situations that are unlikely or impossible to happen in the past. Now let's look at some examples. If you touch a flame, you feel heat. When you add sugar to hot tea, it dissolves. What happens when you mix red and blue paint? If you are free, we'll come to see you. If you invite me to your party, I will come. Will you go to the park if the weather is nice? If it rained tomorrow, we would stay indoors and watch movies. What would you do if you had the chance to meet your favorite celebrity? How would your life change if you suddenly became incredibly wealthy? If I had taken that job offer, I would have been living in a different city now. If they had arrived on time, they would have caught the train. What would you have done if you had known about the party? And now it's time for practice. First task, complete the sentences using zero conditional. If you heat water under 100 degrees Celsius, it's boil. If the sun goes down, it gets dark outside. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. If you press the power button, the computer turns on. If plants don't get sunlight, they die. And second, choose the correct option to complete the sentences using the zero conditional. If you add sugar to the tea, it becomes sweeter. If you will drop a ball, it falls to the ground. If you mix or will mix oil and water, they don't combine. If the temperature rises or will rise above freezing, ice melts. If you switch or will switch off the light, the room becomes dark. Do two tasks. Put the pause, okay? And let's go check. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. If the sun goes down, it gets dark outside. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. If you press the power button, the computer turns on. If plants don't get sunlight, they die. Good. And second task. If you add sugar to the tea, it becomes sweeter. If you drop a ball, it falls into the ground. If you mix oil and water, they don't combine. If the temperature rises above freezing, ice melts. If you switch off the light, the room becomes dark. Good. Next, here please complete the sentences using first conditional. If she not be busy tomorrow, she'll join us for lunch. We'll miss the movie if we not leave soon. If they work hard, they should achieve their goals. If you not hurry, you'll miss the train. He'll be disappointed if he not get the job. If it rain, we won't go for a walk. If she study hard, she will pass the test. If they miss the train, they'll be late for the meeting. If you invite me, I'll come to the party. If he gets a promotion, he'll celebrate with his friends. And a next task, here you should rewrite the sentences using first conditional form of the verbs in brackets. She won't pass the exam if she not study. They won't be able to attend the party if the meeting run late. If we not find a solution soon, the problem will escalate. He'll be exhausted if he not get enough rest. If the weather improves by evening, we can go for a hike. Don't forget to put the pause, do the tasks, okay? And now we will check it. If she isn't busy tomorrow, she'll join us for lunch. We'll miss the movie if we don't leave soon. If they work hard, they should achieve their goals. If you don't hurry, you'll miss the train. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't get the job. If it rains, we won't go for a walk. If she studies hard, she will pass the test. If they miss the train, they'll be late for the meeting. If you invite me, I'll come to the party. If he gets a promotion, he'll celebrate with his friends. Good. And next, she won't pass the exam if she doesn't study. They won't be able to attend the party if the meeting runs late. If we don't find a solution soon, the problem will escalate. He'll be exhausted if he doesn't get enough rest. If the weather improves by evening, we can go for a hike. Good job. Next. Here you should complete the sentences using the second conditional. If she win the lottery, she would travel the world. We wouldn't be late if we leave the house earlier. If he know the answer, he would tell us. If they have more time, they could explore all the museums. She would be a great lawyer if she study law. And next, you should here rewrite the sentences using second conditional form. He wouldn't struggle if he not try to do everything alone. If they win the championship, they would celebrate for days. She would be more confident if she practice public speaking regularly. If I be in your shoes, I'd take the risk. We could visit more places if we have a larger budget. Okay, do 2 tasks, okay? Let's go and check. If she won the lottery, she would travel the world. We wouldn't be late if we left the house earlier. If he knew the answer, he would tell us. If they had more time, they could explore all the museums. She would be a great lawyer if she studied law. Great. And next, he wouldn't struggle if he didn't try to do everything alone. If they won the championship, they would celebrate for days. She would be more confident if she practiced public speaking regularly. If I were in your shoes, I'd take the risk. We could visit more places if we had a larger budget. Great job. And our next task, to complete the sentences using third conditional. If she studied more, she would have aced the exam. They would have caught the flight if they arrive at the airport on time. If he not lose his job, he wouldn't have faced financial difficulties. We would have finished the project earlier if we work more efficiently. If they listened to her advice, they wouldn't have faced the consequences. Good. And next task, you should here rewrite sentences using third conditional. If she not be sick, she would have attended the event. They would have won the match if they play better in the second half. If I knew about the sale, I would have bought more items. We would have avoided the traffic if we take an alternate route. If they not make that decision, things wouldn't have turned out so badly. Good. Do two tasks, okay? And let's check it. If she had studied more, she would have aced the exam. They would have caught the flight if they had arrived at the airport on time. If he hadn't lost his job, he wouldn't have faced financial difficulties. We would have finished the project earlier if we had worked more efficiently. If they had listened to her advice, they wouldn't have faced the consequences. Good. And our last exercise, right? If she hadn't been sick, she would have attended the event. They would have won the match if they had played better in the second half. If I had known about the sale, I would have bought more items. We wouldn't have avoided the traffic if we had taken an alternate route. If they hadn't made that decision, things wouldn't have turned out so badly. And here we finish our lesson. Thank you for attention. Bye-bye.